Yes, I have.
We're live too.
We are live, baby. Let's go. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Card Hedge Podcast. I'm your host, Omar, aka Retro Hoops. I got my man JD in the house. What's up, big dog?
What up, dude?
Man.
How's life?
You know what? Life's great. But I do want to take full responsibility for there being no podcast last week.
I'm glad because I was about to throw you under the bus.
That one's on me. I'm not gonna lie. I don't even have. It's one of those situations where it's like Saturday. I'm like, dang, because I usually upload on Saturday, edit on Saturday, and that kind of thing. And I'm like, oh shit, we didn't even record a podcast this week. And then just as I was thinking that, you hit me and you're like, hey man, so we're just not gonna do a podcast this week? I was like, damn it. So that one's on me, but
that's all right. We've been busy weeks, man.
Dude. We got kids soccer practice popping off again, and it's like So now we got to kind of try to figure out schedules and all that stuff. But no, good stuff, man. So we have a guest lined up today. This guest is kind of something that stemmed from when you and I were going through in one of the other episodes the actual website of Arena Club.
Yeah.
And I know you spent a lot of time on that website recently. I've already done some trades on there. I'm pretty active on there as well. And so we have today with us Jesse, who is co-founder of Arena Club, with us tonight. So welcome in, Jesse. How you doing, my man?
Hey, Omar. Hey, JD.
You know what? We need intro music. We need intro music.
Yeah,
JD.
we do. We gotta step up our game.
We do gotta step up our game, man. Because when we get big dogs in on the show like this, we gotta do something. You know what I mean?
You can edit it in afterwards.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Oh, the problem is though, is like any cool music you gotta you can't use.
Yeah, I'll find something. I keep saying I'm gonna do that, and Jesse, that's a good suggestion. Is to just do it in post. So we're gonna definitely the applause or something like that. I don't know. I'll figure something out, man. How are you doing, Jesse? Thank you for coming on, man. I know you're mad busy over there. You guys got a bunch going on, so we appreciate you taking the time just to come out and chat with us for a little bit, man.
Yeah, happy to be here. I mean, we've been working closely together for a while now, so it's
that's right.
Yeah.
That's kind of what kicked everything off was the actual looking at the functionality of the new emojis and all that stuff, and we were like, you know what, we can definitely reach out to somebody and have somebody on. So we appreciate you, man, for sure.
Yeah.
Let me see here.
All right, so let's go right off the bat with I'm going right to the top on a question here. How the hell did you guys get involved with Derek Jeter?
That is a damn good question.
Yeah, Derek, he's been an amazing partner, but my co-founder Brian, he just knows everyone.
He's an awesome guy, by the way. Awesome guy.
Yeah, he's great. And I think he's known Derek for quite some time, and they have a lot of mutual friends over.
Yeah,
they've kind of been kind of close-ish over the years. And
so
once the opportunity arise to bring him into the fold with Arena Club, it was pretty easy, right?
Nice.
So, the vision aligned with him, and he's been a great partner ever since.
Yeah,
nice.
Good stuff. Yeah, and that's what it's funny because that's what everybody kind of. It's like, that's Jeter's project going on over there. We're like, yeah. Okay. So it kind of helps,
Now,
totally.
That's Omar. Sometimes, man, having a co-host is a real bitch, Jesse. But then sometimes he does things like that, and it just really that's why I love him. Do you guys in the office ever say to yourselves man, Jeter's getting all the credit, and we're the ones over here busting our ass? Does that
little power struggle there?
Someone's gotta because if it were me, I'd be like, this guy,
Yeah, who's this guy just stealing all of our glory? No, all of us play a key role here making this team churn, right? So it's all good. Jeter, how can you compete with Jeter and that impeccable smile and
you know what? Hang on. I just realized something.
I know he's gonna pull out some Jeter stuff.
Jeter.
Oh, here we go.
We're going. if we're doing it, I'll take the Bruins hat off and I'm putting on the Red Sox hat.
Look.
No.
See now, yeah, and you know
what? That's what we're doing around here. I got
Derek,
big
if you're watching.
He knows. He's played a lot of games at Fenway.
Totally.
Yeah, he'll get it. He'll understand.
Cool. Yeah, he will. He will. Plus, my only time in the Yankee Stadium, I had like 300 ketchup packets thrown at me. So whatever. I'm wearing this hat.
Harsh, man.
Listen. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely deserved it. But like, all right, I gotta tell the story.
Yeah, now you gotta tell the story because you said you deserved it.
It was like 5-1 Yankees the whole time. Old Yankee Stadium. We had really good seats, third base side. We're sitting like real down close, and all of our Boston gear on. So like we were targets. And we were getting heckled all game long. I mean, it just didn't look good. And then the Red Sox made a comeback. They'd stay on 5-2, 5-3. So we started to get a little boisterous. 5-4. Now we're 5-5. Who let the dogs out? And my buddy made a comment. I can't say it on air to a guy and his girlfriend sitting next to us. That was like legendary. And that was it. It was like people like 6 rows back were like, ooh, and then like whack, catch up, and like it was. Anyway, Sox ended up losing the game 6-5, I think, but it was awesome.
But you made it out alive though.
Yeah, we did.
That's interesting.
But it was cool to be able to go to the old Yankee Stadium too, and as a baseball guy, all the history and everything that's gone on in that place, that's pretty sick for me. So
bucket list
that's
item,
cool.
huh?
Yeah. So enough about me.
Yeah. Hey, so Jesse, I see you got the Kobe behind you. You big baseball, basketball, football. What's your poison?
Yeah, basketball and football are my two favorites. And growing up in LA, Kobe's been like my hero my whole life, and so it's we have a lot of jerseys in the office, but yeah. That's the one. One.
It's hard to argue with the Lakers. I'm being a Celtics guy, but Kobe was the man. The man. Like,
there's no doubt about it. I think that's unanimous, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Whatever. All right.
Lakers
so
aren't doing so hot right now.
Yeah. Before we get into the Lakers and friggin'
ease into it a little bit. All right.
who's your football squad?
I'm a bandwagon Rams fan.
All right, that's all right.
Bandwagon Rams fan. I like.
I mean, we haven't had a team here. It's
trust me. As somebody from Houston, I know exactly how you feel. We haven't had a team since our franchise started back in 2002. So we're still waiting for our team to show up.
They'll get here one day.
So, all right. So let's talk basketball, man. So you're a little bit younger than Omar and I. So we watched basketball back in the 80s and 90s, like hardcore growing up. And, the Lakers, the Pistons, the Bulls, the Celtics, the game was very different, right? I mean, barely teams. If a team scored over 100 points, everybody would be like, huh?
Yeah, it was the Bulls.
Now it's like
170 points.
Yeah, I think like the Heat are the lowest scoring team in the league at like 123 points a game or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. But where are you? Like, who's outside of Kobe? Who are you guys?
Current players?
Current, let's go current.
Current players?
Current.
I mean, just still being a Lakers fan, I used to not like LeBron until he came to the Lakers. Now, obviously, I'm a big LeBron fan, but I love Giannis. Just watching Giannis in Bucks games is just like, it's just so entertaining, right?
Yeah.
Like just having him just jam on everyone, then watch him hit threes. It's like this guy is like unstoppable. So I always love watching Bucks games. So I'd say like he's probably my fave to watch outside of the Lakers.
Have you ever heard of Alperen Şengün for the Houston Rockets?
Of course
he's like God, he's so good.
There's a lot of Alperen Şengün cards randomly being sent here, so people must be speculating. Omar, are those all yours?
Listen, I can't neither confirm nor deny. it's a possibility, but there's a reason why you
is
guys are getting
there
a lot
a
of these cards.
room of Shangoon cards?
That's right. I'm actually gonna replace this jersey, pretty soon with the Shangoon jersey.
Shangoon, that's
or something,
good.
something along those lines.
If you take down the dream and put up a Shangoon jersey, this marriage is over.
So I might just put it right here, like swap it out.
Just wear it. It'd be better if you wore it.
No, God, no, you won't even see it.
Why?
Because I'm sitting down. The Shangoon number's down here. You won't know.
Just put it over your face.
It's got to go right here. I'm gonna put it right here in this little spot right here. I'm gonna take down the
flag.
Yeah. Exactly.
The Shangoon right next to Hakeem the Dream.
That's right. Baby Hakeem. Hating on Shangoon, man. He's killing it right now.
He's actually good, dude. Like, I got to give you some props. You were right on one thing. Like,
I got
in the last year.
Cards right here.
There we go.
Oh wow.
All autographs.
Really?
Yeah, all of them autographs. I'm debating where they're gonna go though. Yeah. Honestly, because I
got my first PSA order back after 8 weeks. So
8 weeks is what it was.
8 weeks.
That's not bad, bro.
It's, dude, when you're used to SGC in like an hour. It's bad.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. 8 weeks is not. Too
it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not in the grand scheme of life. It's really not bad. But again, anyway, that's a conversation for another day. So
I just sent off 12 to PSA.
Did you?
12 cards, but for autograph authentications.
Yeah. Well, that's because your latest video. You only got Beckett and you got
that's it.
PSA.
Yeah. Out of what you guys see there at Arena, Jesse, in terms of people sending in and vaulting, I know you guys do the service where I can send you raw cards, you guys grade them and vault them, or you guys can grade them and send them back graded and encapsulated. But then you guys also offer the service of just vaulting, right? If I got a stack of PSA stuff, I send it over to you guys vault it, put it in my collection, and then I can do whatever marketplace, trade them, sell them, whatever the case may be, right? What do you guys what are you guys seeing a lot of in terms of like the grading companies? Is it what you would imagine, big PSAs, or is a lot of BGS? Are you guys seeing anything else that's kind of out of the ordinary?
I think it's mostly PSA, just by function of just them having monopoly on the
grading 1 million cards a month.
Yeah, it's just like insane.
It is insane. I just saw the gem rate.
It is, yeah, me too. Every time I see those numbers, I'm just like, my goodness, like what a machine they've created, right? Yep. And it still takes 8 weeks, so it's like, which isn't bad, which is not bad compared to what it used to be, but it's crazy considering how much they've scaled too. So, but we're seeing a lot of.
I guess I really can't complain about that when you think about 1 million cards a month, 8 weeks. I mean that's really not bad at all.
They did 1,070,000 in the month of January.
Yeah, what they do in February, 1 million, so the same, right?
Well, let me see here. 1,080,000, 1,800,000. Yes, I mean, Jesus, man, that's insane. Well, just rough figures, Jesse. What volume wise, what do you guys do in a month? Do you know?
Or you can talk about. We're still starting up right now, so it's definitely we have a long way to go before we get to the level.
Yeah, for sure.
But you just go in the marketplace and just filter by like new cards, and if most of our customers are doing grade and vault, and you'll see like hundreds of new cards each day.
Yeah,
right? That we're throwing on the platform.
You definitely do. One thing I'll say for anybody watching this, that's like, because we'll talk about this a little bit further, but anytime there's something new in the sports card space, you've got, if you sat 10 people down at a table, 9 of them are going to be highly skeptical of whatever it is, right? And I would be one of them. And I, as Omar said in the opening, I finally had some time to like sit down and really dig into the site, and I actually bought I bought 3 cards in the last week or 2. It's first of all, it's extremely well done, extremely well done. The design, the search, as if it's even a word, the searchability of cards, the way the ease of use on the filtering.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that is kind of like what I go to too, from kind of like, working on the Card Hedge side of things, and like some of my either like things I'm waiting for River to friggin' do or whatever. And I'm like, God damn it, do this. But like you guys have like, it's very user friendly, which I like, so that's really cool. What would you say? Like, I guess let's start kind of in the beginning a little bit, right? Walk us through a little bit, like how this all came about, right? Because I think that's important.
Yeah, most definitely. So my co-founder and CEO Brian, he's definitely the visionary, and he came up with the whole idea for Arena Club. And it was really just all based on his pain points over the years in the industry, right? From getting graded cards back, where the grade wasn't what it should have been, and having to go through the contesting process and just having a really negative experience, and then going on buying and selling on eBay, and just not getting sent what he bought, or having orders get canceled, and just like all those pain points kind of like festered over the years. And when we were jamming out about starting something together, it's we kind of came up with this offering of a grading service that funnels into a marketplace, right? That's really our goal here, right? Is to create a digital card show where people can buy, sell, and trade and transact with trust, and somewhere where we can build community too, right? And so you have to have all these different pieces to really enable that, right? So it's really credit to my co-founder Brian. He's like the ultimate collector, and he's experienced all the ups and downs of collecting and different companies over the years. And at the stage in his career, he just wants to build something better.
I gotta say, like, we have a little history here going back a year or so now, and I'll never forget our first meeting. Brian was on, and we were talking. We were asking questions back and forth, and I forget how I asked him the question or whatever. But when we get off the meeting, I said to River, he answered the question with he's like, I don't do things to lose, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
We get off the meeting, and I looked at River and I said, they're coming and they're not messing around.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, but he was, the one thing I can say about Brian is I got the sense right away from talking to him, he was genuine, and, you could see the passion in him, and it helps when you surround yourself with smart people, and the things you guys have done, like his experiences in the market and collecting over the years. Like he was talking about collecting with his kid and like some of the different things that they've had there. And when people understand that, like, this is being built by a fellow collector,
right,
and for collectors, hopefully that starts to lend to, all right, like, I'm going to give these guys a shot rather than, oh, this is just some big Hollywood production and
yeah.
And, you know what I mean? Like Derek Jeter, what the hell's he know? It's not about what Derek Jeter knows. If Derek Jeter never says anything about Arena Club ever again, like, I don't really care, to be honest with you. Like, what's cool to me, and I think like the biggest thing that attracted me right away when you guys were working through this and getting ready to release was when I heard there was going to be the trade feature. Because to me, like a father of four who's constantly driving all over the place for kids' activities and whatnot, I can't get to a weekend card show.
Yeah.
Now I have a card show sitting in my computer 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
I can buy, sell, and trade. And like you said, like, I don't care that Arena Club doesn't grade 1 million cards a month. I don't care that they grade 10,000 cards a month. But what I do know is that, knowing some of the grading people and their history in the hobby and whatnot, all right, I have confidence in that. And then I think we should get into a little bit too of like showing the actual kind of grading report that comes with each card. Because, dude, that's sick. Like, I spent like an hour just looking at cards, and I wanted to buy stuff, but I was so mesmerized looking at the grading report thing. I was like, this is awesome. Like, no one's doing that, you know? So it's really, really, really well done. Like really nice job.
Speaking of that.
Yeah, here, what do we have here?
I think this is a good and this is me just kind of floating through looking at F1 cards. So
oh god,
in the marketplace.
Yeah, so I'm in the marketplace right now. You go to the website. This is the landing page. But if we go to the marketplace, to JD's Point,
go on that Griffey, dude.
So here's the Griffey, and here is that grading report. Right.
Yep.
Centering, it gives you the centering right off the bat, left to right. 57-43, 55-45. So pretty good centering.
It's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty damn good. That's damn good. That's why I got a 9.5 centering. Edges, it tells you where there's some issues. But the cool thing about it is being able to zoom in and seeing where,
you
know.
Yeah, and there's an invert tool too.
That, little fuzzy, So if you toggle for the invert, little fuzzy edges there.
Like, again, I think, there are definitely those collectors out there that are super anal. And, like, this is, like, it's first of its kind. Like, really, really cool.
Yeah. I mean,
tells you exactly where it's at.
And how else are we supposed to replicate an in-person card show, right?
Right.
If you're going online, you want to see the card, right? So this is the best way we can emulate that experience, right?
And I think that, again, just talking like through it, right? For the average Joe out there that's a collector or looking to go to a card show so they can physically inspect the cards, and you know what I mean? Like,
this is the next best thing.
This is like really and truly, now that I've used it, it's probably better than my own eyes. I mean, look at
this.
Well, you're not going to spot that if you hold the card out.
No, and like on eBay, right? On eBay, I could hide that.
Oh yeah,
very easily.
Yeah.
And let's face it, man. There's some scumbags in this space. So like, people are going to take a picture of that and never disclose a thing, and you're going to get it in and go, "What the hell?" You're going to have to send it back. Like, so now you know what you're getting yourself into. Before you even decide to make a purchase or try to trade for it or whatever. I just think it's really, really, really well done and such a great feature for
this inverted
the hobby.
Look at this inverted thing, because I mean, you really can't. I mean, you can kind of see it a little bit, but you hit that toggle switch, man, and boom.
Yeah,
it's like.
Out.
I mean, that's
those nightclub lights are pretty intense.
Yeah,
yeah.
You got to just add some like techno music to the background.
Yeah, exactly.
As I spit on my screen as I'm making.
Look at that, man.
Yeah, no, it's great, man. Like, so, like, just like awesome stuff there.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, we're just trying to be as objective as possible, and
now the one thing, scroll up there, Omar, please. Keep going. All right. So obviously, you guys, we most people know that listen to the show. We've partnered together and things like that, which is fantastic. We're extremely proud and happy of that. But the one thing I suggested to you was down below there where it's transaction history. I think it would be huge for you guys, and especially for like the slab piece of the Arena Club. If I buy that card for $100 or $85 or $70, whatever, I think it'd be great to put that there, because now it's lending credence to, you know what I mean? Like, hey.
Oh, you're talking about here.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. Here.
Yep. Yeah. I just, that's just my 2 cents. We don't need to get into that, but I think it would be really cool to have those transaction data there, because now people know too, right? Like, all right, you got the chart, you can see kind of, all right, there's 38 million of these Griffies. We know that, but this is what it's doing here. And it gives confidence to the seller, the buyer, whatever, that, hey, all right, this is rocking and rolling. So just something I thought of, like,
totally. And like, I think we can, once we have, I think a little bit further down the line, we can start showing all the Arena Club comps as well, cards, right?
Yeah.
And it'll show you that like a little bit more detail.
Yeah.
So this transaction history, what is this showing right now?
This is just showing that this user Bullet2 sent us this card, and mint means we minted an asset-backed NFT version of the card on the blockchain. So that just shows it's only been owned by one owner on Arena Club, and it has not yet transacted.
So if I was to go in there and trade Bullet for this,
okay, that's pretty cool.
It shows up in my blockchain.
Yep. It would show up. It would show up in the transaction history. It would say trade from Bullet to who breaks.
Yeah.
And then the date.
So I'm looking at one of my cards right now. It says purchase from one user to me on the 16th. So
You know what? That's interesting.
Yeah, no, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's really cool. Like I think it's I think, man, as you guys grow and you know figure some things out, this like you guys aren't going away. Like not going away. You know. So anyway, enough about that, right? So
here it is. Oh, this is cool. I didn't notice this, Jesse. That's good. That's kind of cool to see because I traded my boy Pittsburgh for this one a while back. Dang, last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. I
just think it would be cool, right? Like even Omar, right? Like even on the trades, like if you traded for this card at $20, just say it'd be cool to show trade value $20.
Oh,
like, no one's saying. Like no one's doing that stuff, Jesse. So like it's just like
trades can get a little tricky because
especially with multiple cards,
and it's hard to assign a value to.
That's true.
Yep. And then my question about showing the value is, I mean, you tell me, right? Like, would you, if you bought a card for $100 and then someone else bought it for like $200 right afterwards, would that first person who sold the card really want to know that they left like
$100 on the table?
$100 on the table?
I think that goes, but that, so to me, that's kind of the market, right? Like you could buy a card. I could buy, trying to think, like a Julio Rodriguez card today for $100, and legit tomorrow it's $200 because he's red hot right now, right? So I mean that's the nature of the hobby. So sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. You know, but I think like just having like so for me, right? Like this is the one thing I always think about when because I'm always a fan of hopping on these new places because I think each one has different features, and this is like one of the first ones where it's kind of really tying everything together that like I would look for. But I think it just lends further credence to the longevity of the marketplace when I can say, you know what, there's no fees or outside of PayPal or Stripe or whatever, and it's like I can sell my card for $100 and I'm keeping 100 or I'm keeping 98.25 or whatever the hell it is. You know what I mean? Or I can trade it and I don't, and even again, more importantly, I don't have to like take up space in my office. I can keep it right here and it's cool. If I want it sent back to me, I can have it sent back to me. But other than that, when I sell it, I don't have to print out a label. I don't have to go buy envelopes. I don't have to have, you know what I mean? So like,
it's done automatically, right? Yeah. As soon as the transaction happens, it swaps hands. It's in my showroom, and I get to enjoy it.
And I think with like kids and the younger generation too, like as kids hop on this and their dads or their big brothers or whoever shows them the site, and the kids start getting used to this stuff, you know, I think you're going to see less and less of the guys like me and Omar packing our cards in an envelope and sending them off. You're going to see more and more of these types of places. And again, I think you guys are well positioned to kind of be a leader in this. And I think there's one other site out there that I'm pretty high on that also is pretty well positioned. You know, but I think the both of you are doing unbelievably awesome things for the hobby. So, you know, again, I can't be overly positive too much because it's just it's annoying to people, but it's really exciting because when you see something like just, you know, sometimes when new things come out, like I'll give you for us, it's always like, you don't have my card. You don't have my card. Then like we've worked really hard to have people's cards. And even if we don't have them, we've worked really hard to give people ways to see their cards without, you know, whatever. And then we, you know, so I get it, but I think this is just, you know, man, nice job. So anyway, so what's so piggybacking off that right there, Jess, like you're just getting started. What are there some things you can share for like the remainder of the year? Like what it's kind of like,
what's next?
What's the roadmap look like for you
guys? Yeah. We have some really, exciting product features coming down the pike that we really think our users are going to really love. One thing we're working on now is a way to favorite cards, right?
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's huge. I was going to say that too.
No one wants to come back and search the marketplace again to find a specific card or save a link. It's like you just want to have a list of cards that are your favorites, and maybe you'll buy it, be more inclined to buy it, right? If you can access it more easily. So I think that's a big one we're looking to release in the not too distant future. And then what I'm really excited about personally is we're going to launch a referral program.
Oh, nice.
So, nice. Track, have a link, a promo code, get other people involved, right? So I'm really excited about that because look, our product just gets better and better and better when there's more showrooms and more cards in the place and there's more action, right? So those are two little features I'll tease out a little bit, but we have a lot more too. Like we have a bunch of, you met Brian. He has lots of visions about where this could go, right?
That's awesome.
Card show.
No, that I would say like the watch list feature, the favorite feature is definitely huge. As someone that likes to kind of scroll through and then do that kind of stuff, that's huge for me. And then like as far as what was the other thing I wanted to mention? As far as like messaging and things like that, I know. So are you guys strictly staying web-based? Are you looking to build out an app? I know what a disaster that is.
To build an app. We'll build it eventually, for sure, at some point. But right now it's like we're really focused on adding on the core marketplace functionality that our customers like really
and even navigating the website on mobile is still easy. I mean it's pretty seamless. Majority of the transactions that I get to do, and really the only time I get an opportunity to sit down and really start scrolling through stuff, like JD mentioned, you got kids going to soccer practice, baseball practice, and all that stuff.
Plug your phone,
and
right?
I'm just So you just sit there and kind of start scrolling through, and maybe you make a couple of offers during a baseball game or a basketball game or something like that, and you're kind of
good job, Billy.
What? Good job, buddy. Like, Dad, look at this. Like, hold on, I'm trying to bid on this drug, man. Trying to make an offer on this set.
That's great, kid.
Like, get out of here. Nice home run, kid. I'm trying to. Daddy's hitting home runs over here too.
Totally new.
So I mean the functionality on mobile is that's actually the majority of the time that I get on is using the mobile site. So that's always been good. I mean, the apps are great to have, obviously. And I don't think people really understand the amount of work that goes behind putting together an app. I think all three of us they're pretty well, understand what that takes to get an app going.
Congrats, you guys just got yours going. So
Christ, thanks.
Sure, that was not the effort.
That was a learning experience and a half. So all right. So let's talk cards, my man. I know, like, what are you looking at? Who are you buying? Like, who are you hot on right now?
Yeah, so I'm getting back into it, and I'm working at it little by little. I'm trying to rebuild my Kobe collection. Sadly, I lost my cards in a fire a few years back. So it's I'm really starting from the ground up. I even named my showroom collection rebuilding. Nice. It's definitely a work in progress for sure. But yeah, I just like to just go peruse the marketplace and just find cards that have like a great or a good or a fair deal badge and just like pick off negotiations or try to pluck them off. Or that's one thing I really enjoyed. Or I mean, also it's one unexpected pull to get me pull out my wallet and start buying cards again. It's just literally been like seeing customer orders come through and just nerding out on their cards. I'm like, oh my god, these are like so amazing, and being able to make offers and trades with certain ones on the site. That's like one thing I really enjoyed.
It gets tough because you jump on the site, right? I mean, even just now, right? I pulled up the site because I wanted to have it open so that we can have a conversation about it. I can pull up and kind of be a little bit more illustrated. And then we were off camera, and I was like, "Oh, hold on a second. Hey,
I gotta buy this one.
Well, this Kobe's interesting." You know.
Yeah, during the Super Bowl, I was wheeling and dealing. I bought too many Jalen Hurts cards before the end, so
nice.
You know, I was really expecting a different outcome, so I'm kind of left holding the bag there.
I think you still got an opportunity next year.
Come September, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Fine.
Is
there one? So you mentioned you like basketball, like that's your thing. Is there one guy right now in the NBA that you're focusing on more than others, or is it just strictly Lakers for you? Like where?
Yeah, as far as you know, not necessarily for card buying. So, but yeah, I mean, I have like my favorite players I enjoy to watch, and it's kind of just like opportunistically, I'll just like randomly buy cards. Yeah. Right. And again, like I'm born again collector, getting back. Right. Can't avoid it. And my day to day is building Arena Club. And, I've just been loving it.
Nice. Now, when you, you know, as someone who's getting back into it, right? Do you find newer cards like from let's say like 2019 on? Do you find it confusing with like 300 million parallels? Like, or is there like sometimes where you're like, I really like that card, but I'm not really sure I want to drop $500 on that, or I don't know what it is. Because honestly, like, again, it's a good question to ask, I think, because you're someone coming back into it now, you're firsthand seeing like all of these cards, and it's like, what the hell do I do? Like, how do I know I'm spending my money in the right spot?
Honestly, getting comps on the site was a complete game changer for me, because obviously if you're like a big collector, you could kind of figure out what it's worth offhand. But if you're more of an outsider looking in, you need some type of a starting point. That's been big for me and big for a lot of like the more casual collectors or people dipping their toes back in, who are really getting into Arena Club, right? Because people, I mean, a lot of my friends on the site, they had like full on folders on their phone called like Arena Club. It was just a series of different apps that help them price cards.
Oh wow.
So that's it's crazy. I mean, like, you guys are just like like wouldn't think twice about that, but for like more novice collectors, it's a really, really big deal. So I think that's helped like really take away some of the complexity and
that's true.
I never thought about that, man, because that's true. I mean, somebody like, especially like JD, myself, and folks that have been in there, maybe folks that have that were collecting as younger children and maybe stuck with it, experts could probably give you a comp right off the top of their head.
Totally.
And somebody who's just coming in, if you're interested in a card and you see a price tag that's outside of that price range where you feel like, okay, I got to think about this a little bit more. If you don't have comps, you don't really have a basis to, I mean, and it could be different for different people, right? To some people, $20 might not be anything. To some people, $200 might not be anything. And depending on where you are there, you have to think about your purchases. And the only way to really think about them is to look at comps.
Yeah, I mean, what like blows my mind is just like the whole fact that like comps even exist nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, I remember, growing up, I would spend all of my money on cards.
Yeah. Same.
Like as a kid, just every weekend going to card stores, trading with friends, everything, and buying the Beckett. I mean, you guys all done the same thing. But I mean, the Beckett, it was just meaningless numbers that they had, right? It was just
with a little carrot going up or down.
Finger in the wind. It's like, and my dad would always tell me, it's like, Jesse, you're wasting your money. Like that card's not worth that, because Beckett says it is. And I always tell my dad, I was like, you don't know what you're talking about. At the time, you guess he was right, but like now it's the market.
It's an entire industry in and of its own. I mean, not only the manufacturers, but like all the ancillary companies that come off of it, right? Or there's just like this entire ecosystem that's been created.
Yeah, so I pretty much just feel like a big kid coming to work every day. It's pretty incredible, right? Like diving this deep into the industry and like seeing the joy that cards still bring everyone, young and old, right? And it just brings back like such amazing memories. And so it's just like, it's incredible to see how it's evolved compared to like my experiences as a kid.
Yeah, no, that piece of it, man, it's so true, right? Like I'm laughing at myself as you're talking, because I like 3 hours ago I was literally bribing my kid to take his medicine. He's got like the flu going on or something, and I was like, listen, every time you take your medicine without crying and take all of it, I'll buy you 1 pack of Pokemon cards. all of a sudden, my man is taking medicine like kid's 6.
He's like,
and he's like,
stop taking medicine.
Yeah. So like it's just hysterical. But like, you know, to watch my son kind of get into it, like he's got his own like shelf now down below here. He's got his Pokemon box. He's got his little binder. He comes in here and he's looking through them, and you know, it's cool to see. Like, and hopefully at some point, you know, he gets a little older, it'll start transitioning over to the sports.
Yeah.
But like the Pokemon thing, like that was past my prime when Pokemon hit, and I'm actually kind of happy I never got into it. But I'm such a sports fanatic that like I think I have my hands full with sports. Never mind like chasing around Pikachus.
Yeah.
Pokemon, you know, it's like, and I respect the hell out of it, and I respect the hell out of people that collect Pokemon. It's just, you know, let the Pokemon people do their thing, and I'll do my thing over here. You know, like I'd rather talk about Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant and whatnot rather than you know, Pikachus. So, but I'm again not poo-pooing it. So like, all right. So like, I think, you know, Omar, like for me, man, I just think that, you know, having this option to trade, having the option to buy and sell, you know, like what are you guys, you know, with the grading piece, right? Because I know like the grading piece, man, is always like this massive, it's like Beverly Hills 90210, right? Like, oh, it's you got to be PSA, or it's only going to be BGS, and SGC sucks. And, you know, like my favorite new comment right now for SGC is like, I could take apart their slab with my bare hands. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like,
I got some videos coming up that are not...
like, you must be like really, you know, whatever. Like, you ever hear of like defective slabs? Like shit happens in manufacturing sometimes.
Well, not only that, but I think what people don't really talk about a lot, because JD, to that point, right? There's been a lot of people that have been saying that in the comments. Oh, I'll tear them apart with my hands. Yes, you absolutely can. I can also tear apart a BGS slab with my hands. I can also tear apart a PSA slab with my hands. I could tear apart an arena slab with my hands. But I'm gonna ruin the card, right?
Yeah,
and your fingernails.
You know, so my response to that is, what's your point?
Yeah, cool.
Right? I mean, it's not made out of adamantium. It's not made out of Gorilla Glass. It's not okay. It's plastic, right?
Yeah,
you didn't encase it in titanium. You know, like, what's your point? You know, and so it just that kind of like, it really pisses me off, because they tend to use that as like a one good thing or the other, but it doesn't really matter. The whole purpose is that you're gonna encapsulate your card, you're gonna preserve it, and chances are you're gonna stash it somewhere. You're gonna put it away in a box or something. You're gonna or maybe even display it, like, you know, like I do with some of my stuff. It's not meant to be bulletproof, right?
You're not worried about like a bear just like rolling up to your house. And
right.
And like,
what's the new movie that just came out? The Cocaine Bear.
Yeah, Cocaine Bear is not coming to like eat your
You guys actually, the slab that you guys put together. When I called back some of my cards to have in hand, I did the same thing that I would do with any other one, right? Give it a twist and see if it's the thing that you want to make sure is that it seals properly, right? I mean, you don't want it to fall apart in your hands, obviously, right? But I mean, if it's secured, you flex it a little bit, make sure it doesn't crack and all that stuff. I mean, nobody's gonna be playing skee ball with these things, right? I mean, it's like I never understood that, but
not using them as air hockey pucks.
Yeah, like, exactly.
Like, Jesus, I love that. I mean, I love that comment. It's all God, it cracks me up. But so like anyway, to follow up what I was saying, when you guys created the site, was the grading piece a necessary thing for you guys, or was that like, why did you decide to have like basically start your own kind of like grading company piece as part of the whole like market whatever company, like whatever, right? I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but like, what was the thought process there?
Look, we want to build a big company that makes card collecting more accessible to people who aren't like super fans and super into the hobby, right? If you look at your average person who's owned cards, they've never submitted cards to PSA or BGS for grading, right? But what we found is the only way to create a marketplace where everything can trade in a verified, safe manner is we have to grade, right? We have to grade, right? Like that's the only way to really fill the marketplace with cards that people can trust and they know that they're getting that exact card when they're buying it.
That's true.
That's really how we look at it, right? We're trying to build an experience to make it super easy for all types of collectors, casual collectors, very, very passionate hobbyists to just come and have a one-stop shop for everything, right? So we're trying to make grading as accessible and as objective as possible.
Yeah. That's actually a good point. I didn't really think about that aspect of it, that in order for you to, because my assumption there is that the thing that was first and foremost was the marketplace, right? Mm-hmm. Is to establish a marketplace where you can buy, sell, trade in confidence. Everything's safe. Transactions are done. They're monitored. They're done safely. And
that is still like that is still the goal, right?
Yeah, of course. But in order to do that, in order to facilitate that, you guys almost had to grade, right?
Have to grade. You got to grade, or else we'd have a tiny marketplace just with people with VSA slabs, and those are just going to be like your. Like you guys, of course, would still be customers, but like, what about the rest of the world?
Right.
Collectors, right?
Yeah, especially if I have something raw, right? Like if I have a raw card that I would like to sell on your platform, the only way for you guys to actually guarantee that the buyer of that or the future buyer of that card is getting the card that is being advertised or the card that I say I have is to grade it.
Yeah,
there's no other way to do that.
Exactly that.
Now, and I think it's important too, right? Because I definitely have seen this, and I want to give you the opportunity to make sure that this is well known. You are not a grading company first. You are a marketplace first.
Yeah.
Am I correct with that? Because
I mean, look,
you get a lot of another grading company.
Another grading company. Yeah, that's true, JD. I
hear that all the time.
Yeah, a lot of what I got when I first started doing videos about you guys. Obviously, I've been in close with Alan over there. I've known him for a while.
Elon,
even before Arena, and so him and I have kept in touch and always in conversations. And when I got the first go ahead and start talking about you guys right at the launch, that was the number one comment, right? It's like, oh, here we go, Omar, Retro's on another grading company, first HGA and then now these guys, and so I'm like, guys, listen, this is not what this is, right? Grading and just like we just spoke about now you
should start making T-shirts of your comments, by the way.
I know, right?
You get a few that
you got a few with my hand, bro. Yeah. You know what? That's gonna be the merch, JD. That's gonna be the merch for the podcast.
That should be I can break it with my hand, bro.
Yeah, I can break it with my hand.
You know what? We're making that one.
That's it. Yeah. To your point though, but that's the whole idea is that yes, and this is why I had such an epiphany right now as we were talking about the grading piece of it, and the way you put it, Jesse, is that we had to, right, in order to facilitate a clean transaction, we have to grade the card so that we can tell you that you're getting exactly what you're getting, right?
Exactly.
And it's all to feed the marketplace, which is the number one thing for you guys.
Yep. Now, something to think about too, right? I just want to throw this out there while I have bright ideas going on.
Let's hear it.
While you're in your flow state.
Yeah. So, Mike MBA Authentications has partnered with PWCC, and he will do, or his company or service also will do raw card authentications where they don't grade it, but they just put a sticker over the top of the card, like a raw card, like a raw card review that the card is authentic, and then that way people can sell it raw if they'd like. Is there any talk of that?
Yeah, we've definitely thought through a lot of these other types of products to facilitate getting cards on the platform, different price points and features. Whether it's like a pre-grade system, simple grade, or just saying it's authentic. We've definitely thought through it, and maybe one day we'll get there, right? Yeah. But for now, I think we're just staying focused on the one.
Adding the
What do you think about that whole idea, JD?
What
are your thoughts on that? On that whole pre-grade raw card review? I've always felt it was like.
You want my? I mean, I'm gonna
give me the hot take, buddy. I know we got Jesse here, right? Who's co-founder of what some people are calling a grading company.
So honestly, I think it does. All right,
because Beckett did it, SGC did it.
It does two things. It does add to the value of the card. I think it does, because let's face it, man, like on the internet, you can, with Photoshop and whatever else, you can create whatever the hell you really want to create. Right. Yeah. I think it lends itself though, just to letting it's peace of mind. Like, all right, I know somebody who does this for a living, looked at this card and it's authentic. That's all I need to know. From there, like I'm buying a raw card. I'm not buying it with the expectation of a 10 or a 37 or whatever. I'm buying. Right. I know it's at least, especially on some of these like inserts. Like when you're getting into some of these inserts from like 90s basketball and baseball and whatever, dude, they're big dollars, and they're some of them are widely
counterfeited.
Like the Jordan rookie, right? His 86 Fleer is just a widely counterfeited card. Well, I'd like to know that if I'm going to drop whatever, because the card looks good and I might want to grade it, I want to know someone has looked at it with some credibility and it's legit. Like eBay, we've seen with that eBay authentication program, I don't know who's doing the authentication, but on Instagram, you see more horror stories of they authenticated this card and it's not even real or this or that. And once it goes through that process, you can't get your damn money back.
No, you can't. It's a wrap. Once eBay says you're authentic,
even if
it's outside of that protection, like the PayPal or eBay protection.
The eBay once they authenticate,
that's crazy. I mean, PSA,
that piece of it. Yeah, PSA
stands the value of it, right?
Yeah,
right. So that's like the right way of doing things.
Yep, and I think the way PSA does that is huge. Which adds to PSA's credibility.
I mean, I just sent over a dozen autographs, unlicensed autographs. People got cards autographed in person
now
for authentication. So.
Jess, am I correct in this? Where when you're a new marketplace and you guys are a few months old here or whatever, the biggest challenge is obviously getting cards on the platform, correct?
Yeah.
Has there been any, and if you can't answer this or whatnot, I completely understand, but has the thought been broached of, like, I know you guys have your own internal grading company thing, but has the idea been kicked around of like, hey, let's reach out to SGC and see if we can do some type of deal with them, or CSG or PSA or whoever, where people can send their cards after they're graded to you guys,
from the vaulting side,
from like with that vaulting piece, you know what I mean? Like some kind of deal there where, hey, now, all right, I'm grading my cards, I want to get them on the showroom to sell. They just go to my vault address at Arena Club.
Who else is doing that? PSA is doing that right now, right?
PWCC does that.
Yeah, PSA is
Golden. There you go.
So
Golden does
it. That's a great idea. Literally partnering with some of the other grading companies to.
Listen, I'm going to give you my number and we can talk about hiring me.
Get JD to brainstorm.
I mentioned at the beginning I hated my job, and I'm going to say it again. I hate my job.
I think we just opened up a new position.
Yeah, JD's out
I'm there.
For a job.
I'm there. I'll ride my bike. It's only 3,000 miles. I'll ride my damn bike.
You guys are all based at obviously everything's based in LA, right, Jesse?
Yeah, everything. We're based in West LA.
Vaults and everything that's vaulted over there, all that stuff.
Yep.
Oh yeah, let's. You know what, Omar, man, you're filling in with the key pieces tonight.
Listen, man, you know,
man, you are like Bryant Gumble Jr. Just so.
Not see that one coming.
Let's talk about the vault. Like, where is the vault on site? Is it somewhere else? Is it what? Is it government, military?
I can't tell you the exact location.
Sorry, that's like a dumb question. But like, you know what I mean? Like,
it's not part of our like internal office. It's extremely secure, secure location in Southern California.
Cool.
And that's where everyone's cards go once they're studying for grade and vaulting, and until they want to retrieve them.
Oh, so cool. What's the give us a quick rundown, because we're coming up against it right here, but where are we at pricing? What are you guys offering right now? I'm trying to pull up the site, but I'm pretty sure
we're at $10 per card for grade and vault, $15 for grade and return. Orders over 200 cards get a discount for grade and vault of $8 and grade and return of $13. So
wow.
And then you can just send your graded cards out for free as well.
For vaulting, right? You guys are doing free.
Yeah, exactly. For vault. I mean, look, goes to your point earlier, right? We need to build up our market. Supply. So we welcome PSA, BGS, SEC, CSG slabs, right? So those are free.
All right.
Yeah, send your PSA. Okay, here it goes. I got it. So $10 for grade and vault, free vaulting, and then $15 for grade and return.
Yep.
And then also, if you do a grade and vault now, right, and then you want to retrieve your cards later, you can do that as well.
Yep. We have a retrieval fee of $2 per card, up to $30 per order. So
up to $30 per order.
But that's like a separate order you'd have to place, and then
correct. Yeah.
We need give us like 5-10 days to fulfill it, and then we'll get it back. So, but if you want the cards back, grade and return. So
right, exactly. Yeah.
But if you want to sell it,
the majority of what I recalled here recently was stuff that I traded for.
Yeah.
Right. So like everything that I traded for, a couple of things that I bought and stuff, some Jordan inserts and then some Hakeem Olajuwon inserts. A lot of KPJ stuff that I traded for and stuff like that. I think that's one of the greatest things. I know when Alan and I first started talking about what you guys were doing there, and I told him, I said, man, the trading is what's going to be so huge for me. And JD and I have talked about this ad nauseum, but one of the things that I feel is going to become way more important in the next 18 to 24 months within the hobby is going to be that ability to trade. Because there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be financially upside down on a card, but that card still has some trade value, that if they are a real collector, right? Not necessarily somebody just in it for the monetary flip, but if they were a collector and they put, obviously there was almost a 12-month, 18-month span where prices were at their peak. If you're a collector, you're still buying, right? I mean, you're cautiously buying, but you're still buying. So there's a chance that you have,
or you're buying like a rabid fiend, like I am. So.
Yeah, exactly. But even somebody like you, JD, who's still buying, is you're still looking for deals, but even those deals are based on current market value. So even a good deal during the height, now looks I know I've done it before with a lot of Shengun stuff. Like now that I'm looking at some of the prices, I'm like, dang, well, I overpaid for that card, by at least $20-$30 or whatever the case may be. But if you're a collector, you still have that in your collection, and you can still trade that, right? Like that, it still has trade value. And I think trading is going to be so prevalent in the next, like I said, the next 12 to 18 months, that it's gonna be important to have guys like you around.
I can't wait. Like that's the stuff that makes me so excited, right? Like imagine like how we can leverage all the data we have on the site to recommend trades, to discover people's showrooms, to say, are you looking for this? This person has a lot of this. They're looking for this. It's like one of those like fantasy football like trade recommendation.
Yeah. We notice you have a lot of Elijah ones in your showroom.
Yeah. Oh, that's
you might like this guy.
That's a great
have something to recommend a deal and tease it out. Like we have
trade simulator.
We're so excited
trade
about
simulator.
that type of stuff.
Right? Oh, that's gonna suck so bad.
Hey, two things, man. Two things that we definitely need to. I know we're getting close here, but there's two things we definitely got to talk about. So I said earlier there was no fee to sell, but there's a 5. Am I correct? It's 5%
fee. 5% fee for the seller.
That's nothing. That's
what's eBay right now? 13.
Well, it's like 12.5, 13%, which is crazy. And then as the buyer, you're only paying like the payment processing fee. So
so if you use your bank, it's 0.8% up to $5. If you use a credit card, we just charge you what Stripe charges us, right?
Okay. Yeah. And then I think the last thing that I figured out on my own after just kind of playing around, but the average Joe is definitely not going to, well, maybe they will, I don't know. But all right, on the cards where we have the fire things here with the great price, fair price, the badges. So that's meant to be an indicator of that $30 is a great price based off recent sales data, correct?
Yep. Exactly.
Bingo.
Exactly.
Okay.
I mean, think about like you go to any of these car buying websites, right?
Yeah.
It's we're trying to make it as easy as possible for people, right? You see the badges, you look down at the comps, and you make an informed decision, right?
Yep.
So,
No, I think that's great. Like, so just so people know, when you see great price, that means that I have it right here too, because it's
a great price.
Yeah, it's simple. It's it's just great. I think it's again, it's like you said, it's another feature that really helps you. Like, all right, like this is a solid buy. Like I'm looking at this, and I can say to myself, all right, like it is a great buy.
Here's a big one, for example, right? $200, $200, $170, $180, listed for 88.
Right.
Yep.
I mean, that's that's a steal right there. If I didn't,
I love going back like 24 months on these cards. It's just like
dude, isn't it crazy?
It's like,
I was just looking at that. I was just looking at that Kobe, that I was looking at off camera. And then just looking at like, so this is 1 month comps, right? But then you pull back 6 months and you're like,
it's wild.
Like, oh man, this thing's come down quite a bit. But then you pull back 12 months and you're like, oh, it's really
you're like, oh my goodness.
And when you pull back 24 months, you're like, holy crap,
wild.
look where this thing was at.
It is just wild.
And that is all, I mean, look at the ride this thing has been on. 2 years ago, this thing was a $6,500 card, and now we're asking $800 for it. For a PSA 10 comp, right? $800, $900, and then you guys got an Arena Gem Mint, or an Arena what's 9.5 for you guys? Mint Plus, right? Yeah, Mint Plus, an Arena Mint Plus that's listed for $300.
Yeah.
So that's a great price. Right? Like,
and you know what too? Like I was talking about this with my buddy today. There was a big disconnect back in like 2021 leading into the summer. Because I remember I was bitching about it on my YouTube channel of like Zion being worth more than Kobe. I couldn't wrap my head around the fact that, like, guys, listen, if all you influencers out there are talking about cards as an asset class and investment and whatever word you want to throw with it.
Right.
Well, then friggin' Kobe and Kevin Garnett and this guy and that guy, Hakeem, shouldn't be less than what friggin' Zion is.
Because than some of these kids who haven't accomplished anything.
And I think there was a switch towards the end of 2021-ish, whatever, 2020, I'm sorry. And then obviously in early 2021, we had that absolute explosion of, like, I always call it fake February because it was comical what went on.
Yeah.
But now, like, the market has settled.
Yeah.
And it's settled in a place where I actually think it's the prices are really indicative of, I think, what the card's value should be. Like a Kobe card should be a couple $100. A rookie card that's graded 9 or above should be like $150 or more dollars, right? And if you get the magical PSA 10, you know, it's a $500, $600, $700, $800 card, whatever the hell it is. There's that much demand for it, you know? So, like, I don't know. I just
it's interesting, like the comparison of like the Zion being worth more than the Kobe. Right? It just shows you all the money that was flowing in. Speculating, right?
Big time.
You can't speculate on someone who's no longer with us or retired, right? So it's like their careers.
Ooh, look at that.
Yeah. I really like that KD. I love the old KD Supersonics rookie card.
Same.
That Gary Payton's not available.
No.
Yeah.
No,
so
when
there's no price set, that card's like, it says I can make an offer, but am I really allowed to make an offer? Like, what is that?
all this means is that the basketball card guy didn't put a price on this, and technically, I mean, it's still on the marketplace. You can still see it on the marketplace, but he doesn't have a set price for it. So throw him an offer, right? Like, the worst he's gonna say is no, right? I mean, obviously we can look up some comps here if there were some. Obviously, this is like an insert signature card, so there's not going to be a lot of comps on there.
I just get. You know why? I mean, I could probably just add it real quick, but
and then have it pull up and see what's up.
I'm actually gonna add it because I haven't seen a GP.
I've never seen this one either.
I friggin' love Gary Payton too, man. That guy was a friggin' beast.
Yeah,
God, I loved him.
Yeah.
So this is going to be a good example, Jesse, of favorite.
See, now this is a problem. Now I'm gonna go friggin' buy this card tonight.
Well, yeah, if you had the favorite button.
Then, if I can hit the favorite button.
Yeah, we have some fun plans with the favorite button. So
you
can see how many people are favoriting it, and then.
And what's the other thing too, right? Oh, that's cool. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
The other thing that's cool too, I will say, sometimes on these newer marketplaces, the cards that come on them, just for whatever, suck. And
you know what?
This doesn't happen here. Like there's good cards on this website. Which is huge, man, because
we have some really exciting ones that we're going to release soon too. So we've gotten some real fire coming through this office.
And, you know what else I had to laugh at too, just because I thought it was hysterical. Like on the first page, you see, where is it? Where the hell is it? God damn it! Hang on.
You lost your spot, JD.
Yeah, I did. But anyway, on the there's a Derek Jeter SP foil rookie card, BGS 95. That card's like impossible to gem. Who the hell has it in their showroom?
Derek Jeter.
I was like,
Jeter.
I was like, if this isn't comical, I almost like. Yeah,
he better have his own rookie card.
I was laughing to myself. I'm like, man,
that's good stuff, man. Well, Jesse, we don't want to take up any more of your time, brother. We really appreciate you hanging out with us, man, and kind of just talking a little bit about Arena and again, bringing a little bit more awareness to it. We obviously have a really good partnership with you guys, providing you the comp data and stuff like that. It seems to have been really informative for all the users on the platform, and obviously helping some people out. So we're very proud to have partnered up with you guys and be able to provide some of the hard work that we've put into our platform. Now have it come through on you guys' platform, and then have it be fruitful for you guys and your users. So we appreciate you taking the time, man. We really do.
Yeah, it's been awesome working with you guys, and I've loved being on the podcast. Just talking about cards and everything in between. So
yeah,
definitely have you back on for sure. And maybe we can pull Brian in too, because that could be epic. I think.
We'll pull him in. We'll pull him in.
Yeah.
He loves.
He loves chat.
He's good. He's got the gift of gab.
Does he? Good.
Yeah.
I don't think I might have. No, I talked to Warren. Warren is who I've chatted with. So
yeah, we get Brian on.
That'd be cool.
Brian loves a good card discussion. I mean, it's like every day at the office. So.
Well, when you guys get around to dropping some more of that new functionality, we definitely love to have you guys on to talk about it and showcase it a little bit, and then we can use that opportunity also. So
yeah, that'd be awesome. Once we have favorites out and about, we'll get Brian on for you guys.
Sweet,
cool,
sweet. Anything else from you, JD?
This was great. This was fun.
Good stuff.
Like I said, I'm really excited of the opportunities here with for collectors, and like I know I kind of it's hard for me because I kind of know a little bit about the background of you guys and where you're coming from. So like I know you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what you guys do because I think it's going to be done right. And I think it's going to be thoughtful, and I think it's going to be something that as you guys gain traction and whatnot, I think it's really going to be something that it becomes a staple. So I'm really excited to kind of be part of it in a
partnership
price way, and but at the same time as a collector and a fiend of buying cards and being able to trade and whatnot, I can see it
in his eyes. He's zoned in on something.
Yeah, I am.
Listen, you already negotiated that SGC.
Yeah, I'm negotiating. Negotiating SGC. Which Pete, if you watch this, I need a job with you too. Like I need jobs, man. I'm desperately trying to leave my job.
Good God. All right. Thanks a lot, Jesse. We really appreciate you, man. Hang tight with us for a second. JD, appreciate you hanging on tonight, buddy. And we'll definitely get all the links to everything down in the bottom. If you guys want to check out Arena Club, all the links are going to be down in the bottom. My social media, JD social media. Jesse, you got any social media stuff? It's at Arena, right?
Yeah, at Arena Club.
Arena Club.
Yeah. At Arena Club Official.
Yes.
Awesome.
I believe that's the one.
And that's Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff.
Yeah, they're different for each one.
Okay. So. I'll make sure that all the correct ones are down in the description.
So look for pictures of David Ortiz. That's how you know you found the right one.
Yep, exactly.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jesse. Thanks, everybody, for listening. Leave us a comment down below if you guys got any questions for Jesse over at Arena, or if you guys got any questions for us over at Card Hedge. Leave them down in the comments. As always, we
let us know you broke it with your hand, bro.
Yeah. You broke it with your hand.
It's just, bro.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for listening. We appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Peace.
See you guys.